Okay, cool. Should be recording now. Yeah. All right. So we're all here. Dope. Quick icebreaker activity. Last time we did the first one. Might as well just do the second one. Okay. Take turns with your group members answering these would you rather questions. All right. Would you rather always win pie eating contests or always win wheelbarrow races? I do pie eating contest.
Yeah, I mean,
With you,
getting,
man.
getting pie, I don't see what's wrong with that.
I think I want to go with wheelbarrow races actually, because I'm not like a huge pie eater.
That's fair.
Which
Yeah,
is
some
really
pies are kind of gross.
some pies are really gross, and I really don't like pecan pie, man.
Oh yeah.
That is,
Would you rather be a deep sea diver or an astronaut?
Definitely an astronaut. I
Oh,
mean, you got to.
I would be a deep sea diver.
I don't want to know what's down there, man.
Yeah, I'd be deep sea diver too.
Ooh.
You can see creatures. Really cool.
Yeah. Agreed.
Uh, would you rather be able to hear any conversation or take back anything you say?
Oh, take back anything I say. 100%. I don't want to listen to every single conversation.
Yeah, and I don't want to know what other people think about me. So
Who cares, anyways?
yeah,
Would you rather be invisible or be able to read minds?
Invisible.
Invisible. I'd rather be able to read minds. I could like get a lot done. I'd ace every test.
I definitely read minds. That's just the inner salesman coming out, though.
That's fair.
yeah, I don't know. Invisible sounds great for a lot of illegal reasons, but reading minds also could be good for illegal reasons. So maybe read minds so I can like get some like crazy job or something.
There we go. Would you rather be the most popular or the smartest person you know?
Smartest.
Smartest, yeah.
For sure.
Who wants to be popular these days?
Right?
I mean, it comes with a lot of money, but so does being smart.
Exactly.
Yep.
Would you rather be the sand castle or the wave?
That's a weird question.
Yeah.
Would you rather get destroyed or destroy things?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess I'd be the wave.
Yeah, wave 100%.
I don't know. I think sand castles are pretty cool. I'll be the sand castle. Everyone has their time. Would you rather give up your computer or your pet?
I mean,
How much does your guys' computers cost? That's a better question. How much is your pet
I
worth?
don't even want to think about that.
my computer up front was one cost. My dog is a monthly cost
That's an emotional cost.
over 8 years.
Yeah, I guess I've invested more in my pet than I have my computer, actually.
I don't currently have a pet. So let's give up the pet.
Would you rather never use the internet again or never watch TV again?
Never watch TV again.
TV.
Yeah, never watch TV.
TV.
TV
I
sucks.
already don't watch TV, so
Who
You
has
can
time
make
for
so much
TV
money
anymore?
off the
Yeah.
internet, but you can't make any money watching TV. I guess you could. But
and internet you could technically go do other things. You can watch YouTube, you can watch things there.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Would you rather not be able to use your phone or your email?
email.
Like the call
Email?
function? Ooh.
Oh,
It's freaking
gosh.
2005 or something. Would you rather not open your flip phone? No, that's stupid.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
no. Mine would be email.
I'd probably get rid of. I'd rather not be able to use my email. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go for the phone there, Daniel. I was like,
No,
I was like,
no.
wow,
dang,
it's
dang,
got some
man.
demons.
I would
He
rather.
hates that phone.
That's good.
Right, dope.
Sweet.
All right, choose roles.
I said that this week I'd be the leader, whatever that means.
Yeah, you're the leader.
Haha.
Lucky
So-
dog.
You get to lead this big boy discussion.
And okay.
You want me to give you sharing power, or do you just want to use my screen?
You can, yeah, just go ahead and share it. I'll just kind of go over it, I guess. There was a lot of questions.
There were.
And then like the second part of the questions, I didn't quite understand. So sorry.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both.
That's why we're gonna do it together.
Sweet.
You should be able to share now.
Okay. Which one was it? It was
3.2 prep.
Yeah.
yeah, there it is. Okay. Let me just pull that up real quick. So how's everybody's day going?
It's been a
Yeah.
long day. Long day. Work was stressful today.
Uh-oh. What happened at work?
Oh, so I'm a customer success manager, so I deal with customers. And
Enough said.
yeah, and my customers are dentists and they think they are the end all be all.
Doctors.
That's not great.
You guys
Uh,
sell stuff to dentists?
Yeah, so my company, I work at Weave, and so we're a patient communication platform.
Okay.
And so I deal with customers when they're not happy. So
Weave has got that fancy building. Is it in
right in
Lehigh
Lehigh,
or is
right?
it Draper? Lehigh?
Lehigh, right in Lehigh.
Yeah.
That's where I was today. I just got back from there. So
Oh,
A
cool.
fancy building with a lot of lights on it, especially during June.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, you're thinking of Podium.
Oh, is
They
that
are-
Podium?
That's
One like
next door
turns
to
like
us.
purple and blue.
I thought-
and, like,
I thought Weave did that too. Oh,
Oh, maybe they do. I don't know.
you need to get some lights going. Okay.
Seriously, gotta get into.
Get it going.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my document?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first question, it says a decision has more than one option. People forget that the common option is to do nothing. What are other options in a car buying decision? I guess what are you guys' thoughts on this?
I pretty
I-
much put the same thing you said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy, don't buy.
buy.
I said
Leave
negotiate.
Negotiate.
Deal with your car, even though it's
Yeah.
brown or whatever color yours is. Mine's brown.
Yeah. Decide just to keep your car. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so the second one is a consideration, a factor or variable is something you want or don't want with your decision options. What are some of these considerations? I put some pretty simple ones, I guess, like price, features, characteristics, and then like who's the salesman.
Yeah. I said price, quality, functionality, year of model, color, features it has, feature it doesn't have. Pretty much same things you did.
I added like gas mileage, and then also how often it like typically takes to do maintenance on a car. It's like Lexuses cost way more to do maintenance than a Toyota.
It's true.
Yeah, that's so weird though. Why does Lexus take so much longer?
Aren't they the same company?
Yeah, you got fancier parts. Make them feel good.
Alex is just
Well,
the
I'm
fancier
charging on the
Toyota.
oil. It's the same oil,
It's
but,
the same oil, yeah.
but
Seriously.
$50 more
Put
expensive.
in 85 in either one.
It's like I was watching a video a while back and this guy kind of exposed Lamborghini for using this tiny little light on the side of a car. And the guy straight up bought the same exact part from Ford. It was on their Ford Focus and it cost him like $8 to buy it like secondhand from Ford, I guess. And then it would cost $300 to buy it from Lamborghini.
And it
That's
worked.
so dumb.
So dumb.
Holy cow, that's so stupid. It's all because of a brand.
Yeah. Okay, so the third question, I guess, is an impulse decision is when somebody makes a decision without thinking, I guess. Think of a time where you saw someone make an impulse decision. So I guess everybody kind of share a story of when they bought something or done something that was an impulse decision.
So for me, I'm not very much an impulse person. I think everything out. But I have kids. I have I have three kids, but my two older daughters are 7 and 5. And my daughter made the impulse decision to smack her sister right upside the head because of something that
Why not?
happened. Sibling rivalry, but it was like she didn't even think about it. It just happened and her hand went flying. So it was entertaining to watch, but uh, it was a very quick decision, and she didn't honestly she didn't care about what was going to happen after that. She just knew she had to smack her sister.
That sounds about right. All right, Jake, what's an impulse decision you've made?
One that I made recently, my boss was selling his truck that had a bad transmission, and I was like, sure, I'll buy it from you for $1,000 and I'll drop a new transmission in it.
Uh,
Not because I thought it was gonna be. But I
was it
got
a
it.
Dodge?
It was a Chevy.
Oh, one of
One
the
of
two.
those. Yeah, seriously. Transmissions just blow. But
So did it actually work out in the end?
oh yeah. So it's sitting in my dad's backyard right now. But
Oh,
I don't drive it every day, but it's nice having a truck
heck yeah.
because
That's
I
awesome for
mean
$1,000. And how much was your transmission?
I ended up paying 2.5 for a refurbed one.
Oh,
Oh, that's
But
not too bad.
you're like 3.5 deep. How old is
yeah,
the truck?
Still
it
though,
it's an '04, but it's lifted out, rims, everything. So
Oh, what a
oh, you
my
got a
deal.
my boss
deal.
my boss kept the interior nice. Like he put a new headliner and new leather seats in it. It's like holy cow.
Hey, tell him if he ever needs to sell another truck.
He drives a nice 2021 Ford F350 right now, and I was like, I'll buy that for 1,000 any day.
Like a
That
car.
transmission goes out, come to me, I'll do it.
I'll just trade you. Give me back your old truck.
Yeah, my father-in-law is a veterinarian, so he owns 3 trucks. Two of them he uses for work, and one is more his personal truck. And his personal truck is like a Dodge that has like 11,000 miles on it. And I'm like, I would freaking buy that any day. I'd pay
Oh,
for
yeah.
I'd pay for the diesel, dude. Like I don't even care. And then
Bro, who
his
can afford diesel nowadays?
I don't know. Then again, I can't even
Dude,
afford gas.
I saw it was the same price as I think they're both 399 right now
Yeah,
at
they
my
are
map.
actually. I saw that.
I was like, dang.
I
That
know
is
like
insane.
that my truck gets like solid 7 miles to the gallon.
Oh,
Every time I
jeez.
peel out, I can literally feel my wallet burning.
That's
That's
crazy.
that impulse decision to floor it.
Yeah, it's worth it though. It's worth it.
So Dan, do you have an impulse decision?
The one that I wrote down was from my brother-in-law. He's like 19 and he had this Ford Fiesta that got passed down to him from his mom. And like it's a good car. I think it was like a 2015 Ford Fiesta, but it was too girly for him, so he took it into CarMax. And then he didn't really do any shopping around, but like I don't know if you guys ever bought cars from CarMax before, but like sometimes it's not a very good deal.
Those
It
good.
typically isn't. But they like he traded in the car. I think the car was like evaluated for like probably worth like 13 grand, I believe. And then he bought a Kia Optima, which also isn't that super great of a car, but his car payment's like 600 and something dollars. And it's
Oh,
just like it's crazy expensive.
Dang.
I think it might be for 7 years too, which is pretty nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was kind of
Oh.
impulsive. He just like wanted a new car, so he just bought the first thing he saw.
dang.
It's definitely what you don't do.
Yeah, heck no. Um, so the impulse decision I put is it also has to do with a car. So my parents were buying me a car right after my mission, which is probably like the nicest thing that anybody can do for somebody, pretty much. And I was trying to save my dad like $2,000, so he bought me a brown car. When honestly he probably would have paid $2,000 for it to not be brown, and would have bought anything else. But the brown one had less miles and everything else, and yeah, and nothing wrong with it. It's just brown, and it's something where I'll buy something even though it has like one characteristic that I don't like. Like I'll buy like clothes or like shoes or something, and I'm like, well, they're so comfortable, but the color's not the exact color that I would want. But I'm trying to like not be impulsive and buy a truck. Unless I can find one for $1,000. If I find one for $1,000, then I'm pulling the cash out that day.
I'll sell you mine for 8. Just kidding.
Dude, don't test me with a good time. So do smart people make let's see. Oh yeah, here's the question. Do smart people make impulse decisions?
I said yeah, like I think everyone does. Wait, let me look at my answer actually.
Yeah, me
What did I say?
I
Yeah, I
put
said
the
smart
smart people
people.
are probably
Yeah.
more likely to push it away, but they'll still do it.
Yeah, I said they would make an impulse decision. But it probably wouldn't be something that would like seriously harm them financially. It's probably just small purchases where they're like, who cares? Like, I'm just gonna buy it.
That's exactly what I said. Not word for word, but same gist. They'll make a decision. They'll make that impulse decision if it's not going to affect them.
I mean, one of the smartest people that is in my life is my brother Sam, and like he'll make impulse decisions about like smart people thing, and he made like the impulse decision to um like get his master's degree like literally like a month after he graduated from his bachelor's, I guess. But he was like, I should have maybe like thought about it and maybe waited like a year, but it worked out for him. But yeah, smart people make some choices.
Mhm.
So pretend you're an executive committee of 30 people. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but list out 5 important business decisions. Um, does anybody want to share one or two that they put?
So a couple that I had, I put choosing new vendors, deciding whether to expand the company's offerings, um, setting the company budget for the year, stuff like that.
So with your vendors question, what was your question, your full question, and then like what was the Vroom Yetin decision model that works with that kind of decision?
I didn't put that. What's that? I can answer that.
So it's like question 5 and question 6 together.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Um, maybe I'll pull up in the diagram.
I guess while he's pulling that up, I mean you can see my screen, so I'll just talk about one. So let's see. One of the questions that I thought would be, it's a very essential business question. It's where should we take our team for our Friday catered lunch? Because I mean I get free lunch every day, which is a bonus, but that is a valid business question, and I pretty much put that A2. It's where you kind of like listen to everybody's ideas, but like as a business leader, you might just have to like pull the trigger on one of them, and not everybody's going to be like super thrilled about it, or maybe they are super thrilled about it. So that's just one of them I put.
So I didn't list anything out for that question in particular. I just did 5 or 6 for hiring a new employee.
Okay.
So a couple of the questions. Is there a clear and objective method for evaluating potential candidates? Do subordinates have sufficient information to provide relevant input to the company? And is the decision time sensitive, stuff like that.
You, Daniel, you got something?
Yeah, I had one like who should give like the training on like the sexual harassment course, like who should be conducting it. So in that one I chose it should be A1 or A2. Choose someone that you know would work best. I said you'd probably go with like the AR or the HR like department head.
Yeah, and it probably
Good.
won't like hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. It'll probably just, I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt my feelings if I didn't get chosen for that. Jason, you have another one?
Let's see, what did I do? So just so for mine, I said what should be the goal for that year type of thing, like setting goals and that type of thing. So I did that as an A2 because obviously you want to hear, because it's such a small company, you're going to hear what they want to accomplish as well. But in the end, it is your company, so you're going to make that final decision.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I put.
That sounds good. Okay, so what's a business decision that warrants a A1 decision? So I guess we can all just take one of these questions because it kind of goes through all of the decision-making models. So Daniel, you want to go with the first one? I guess question 7. What's a business decision that warrants a A1 decision model? Please explain.
You want me to come up with a different example or apply it to the ones that you listed?
So just kind of like an example, either
Share
off
what
of
you shared.
answer or
Yeah, just talk about what you put on your thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for what I did, I ended up saying that it'd be like choosing someone to like do the sexual harassment training, just make an executive decision. The owner or boss would do that.
Yep. All right, and Jason, you want to go with it? What would be an A2 decision? Like what kind of question?
An A2 decision, that would be like if I want to do a merger. I feel like you want to get people's opinion, especially in a bigger company. You're going to have a board, you're going to have your CSEC level team. And so you want to get their opinions, but in the end, as a CEO, you're going to make that final decision. So that's what I would think of as an A2.
Yeah, 100%. And Jake, what about number 9? I guess a C1 decision.
C1, I kind of put a C1 decision model is appropriate when the leader wants to consult with those around them. But at the end of the day, they're going to be one making the final decision as well. An example I put, like if a company's going more for like a marketing campaign, a person would consult with those around them and ask questions and kind of get their feedback, and then they would eventually decide.
Yeah, 100%. So for the C2 decision model, I said like what needs to be done for the next marketing campaign. Because like as like a manager, you're not gonna always be in charge of like the different various departments that are building a marketing campaign, like you can kind of go into the analytics team and talk to them about what works and like what their ideas for it could be. You could talk to the various other departments like their design team. There's just a lot of other people that go into marketing than just a single person. So I think that it's one of those that you kind of want to like get everybody's opinion, talk to everybody, and just kind of draw a conclusion based off of that. And I guess Daniel, back to you for G2.
For G2, I gave the example of when you need to, like some jobs that are half remote, half in person, they still have to have team meetings. Like sometimes I want to do it in person. So you got to figure out what works best with everyone's schedule to make sure no one's getting left out and everyone's being included.
Yeah, 100%. And like it could, like I guess G2 ones are so simple because it could just be like, where do people want to go on an outing or something like that? Like I mean, I would vote for fat cats every time, but some people don't like fat cats, which I mean, if you go to the Provo fat cats, then you're just wrong.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. You got to go to that Saratoga one, or I guess they're opening.
I'll
They're
put one in
opening the
Bluffdale.
yeah Bluffdale. That's the one right off of Bangor. I guess continuing on, not talking about fat cats anymore. 13. If you had to pick a decision model as the most cumbersome, which one would you pick and why? I said that A1 because I feel like it would probably like hurt the most people's feelings sometimes. And that is something that I care about, which is weird to think about because sometimes I feel like I don't care about people's choices. But yeah, I just said A1. I could see where like G2 could get really like convoluted with all these different people pitching in. But what do you guys think?
I went with A1 too. I just think it'd be kind of a pain because you have to gather all the data and really dive deep as a team, and it's just annoying. But
Anybody else say anything other than A1?
I said G2.
Okay.
And the reason for that is like you said, it's you're trying to get everyone to agree on one thing. It's not gonna happen. It really isn't. People might in the end just go, sure, just do that type of thing. But in the end, they're not gonna fully 100% agree with it. So I think that's why it could be the most cumbersome model. But I also agree with A1 because A1, you're going to hurt a lot of people's feelings because there's like, wow, you didn't even think about me, you didn't even ask me my opinion type of thing. But it's like, well, I had to make a decision. I did. So
Yeah, and a lot of people right now actually like get really butthurt
funded.
if you yeah, offended is probably a much better word for an Ensign college class. If you don't like think about their emotions, because honestly, like I don't know, the world is just a very emotional place these days. So
So true.
you have to actually care about people's feelings in the business world, which is pretty much all I've learned at Ensign College. Not actually all, but I forgot we're recording. Daniel, did you say any other decision is the most cumbersome, or did you
No,
say
I went with A1 and G2 for the same reasons.
perfect? Okay, and then back to Daniel, since you know we kind of kept everything going ourselves there. We'll ask you first. Which one is probably the most popular and why?
I put down the
I
most
guess for small
popular
business.
for small businesses. I said A1 just because small businesses often don't have employees working under them, or they only have two or three and they just call the shots.
Yeah, for sure. And I've definitely seen so I said C1 because like um I oh yeah. So I put C1 because I feel like even smaller businesses, I work for like a construction company and it literally a flooring company. So it's literally only 5 people. And since we're like such a tight knit group, we kind of talk more like that. But I would say in like a little bigger of a company, like 10 to 30, I would totally agree with that. What do you guys think? Jason and Jake?
I agree.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. For the small companies, I said actually A2. Because again, I think they want to hear everyone's voice. And I think honestly that's just to be polite. And then from there they're gonna still make a decision. And that's coming from my point of view, and that's how I would do it, just because I do want everyone's opinion. Especially in such a small company, whatever I choose is gonna affect everyone. And it's gonna affect them on a bigger scale than when I have 500 employees and I make those changes or whatever. So and maybe it's because I also know 10 people personally instead of I don't know 500 people personally.
Yeah, 100%. Jake, do you feel any different?
I
Have a
feel
different
the
answer?
same. I feel the same what we discussed.
Okay. So Jake, what would be the most popular for a larger business? What do you think?
I put A2 because that way you can really communicate with your team, with your board per se, get a large variety of perspectives and inputs from each person, and then kind of come up with a good decision based off input.
All right. And Daniel, you think anything
Um,
different?
I put C2 on that one. Um, It's like, in my experience with larger businesses, they'll like often delegate or try to consult among like team leads or managers to make a decision. Ideally, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, I did. I think in like a perfect large business, that would probably be the case.
I actually agree with Daniel on that one. I'd put C2 as well on for bigger companies.
Yeah, for sure. I put A1 and A2. I mean, sometimes with large businesses, they just kind of do things and a lot of people are affected below them. But on like more of a, I guess, lower management, you see more of that like C1, C2 kind of talking to people because, like the executives are not going to sit there and like actually uh, care as much about the emotions of things because they're going to care more of the logistics and the finances of things.
Yep.
But yeah, I totally agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Okay, and then what decision is most popular for government organizations? Um, whether that's city or state or federal. I guess I can start with this one. I said that C2 and G2 work or is what they kind of do. Well, that's just kind of what I see is because it's a bureaucracy, so they just sit there and they like mull over things a lot and they take everything into account and they listen to the emotions of everything. They try to work in these huge groups, and I don't know if it's the most effective, but that's what they do. So, Daniel, what do you think?
I said C2 and G2 as well. Actually, quick question on the G2. I understand G2 is like a democracy sort of deal. That one's not the unanimous decision making though, is it?
G2 is unanimous where everyone agrees.
Everyone agrees. So like I was kind of torn between C2 and G2 because like in democracy and government, the majority typically wins, but usually you hope it would be unanimous.
Yeah.
In smaller
Agreed.
governments, typically it is.
Especially in like city or state, because I mean,
Yeah.
depending on what city you live in, like
Everyone thinks the
everybody in the
same.
city generally feels the same. Like my
Yeah.
wife is from Delta. If you guys know where Delta is, way out there.
I have family in
Everybody,
Delta.
you have family in Delta?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is quite an odd place. I
It
mean, I
is.
love it, but
It's the middle of nowhere.
it is in the middle of nowhere. Oh my goodness. But yeah, everybody in Delta is pretty much the exact same. They all politically think the same things.
That's
But
funny.
on a state level, Utah is pretty good, but there are states, that like some people think one way and some people are completely the polar opposite. So it's kind of hard to beat G2 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lean more towards C2 on that one.
I said A2.
You said A2. Okay, explain.
Yeah. uh, so I hate politics. I'll just say that out loud. I hate politics. And I feel leaders listen, they have their meetings and they have their committees and everything. But I still think a senator will make his own decisions based on what will best benefit him to get reelected.
Oh, well,
So,
if you
so
put it that
whether
way.
so whether that is to go with part of the group and basically he'll probably go with the majority of the group so that he gets the majority votes type of thing. And so, and I don't mean just to say he or she governors or whatever people. So that's why I think it's an A2. I could see possibly a C1 where he consults with the team members, or even a C2 where they consult like have these group meetings. But I put A2 because he's gonna meet with people, get their opinion, and still make a decision based on that information.
Yeah, and for the government, it kind of seems like different levels of government and different organizations within the government also kind of do their own thing. So like the Senate is gonna be like sort of more of like the C2, but like there are other, the executive branch, they're just like you're like, oh crap, okay, that just happened. But
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Is that true? Because like we're a republic technically, so like we elect representatives to make the decisions for us. And it's ultimately their choice, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. So on to the second part of this thing that I did not understand. This is use this hypothetical decision. Which vendor should we hire to build our lead generation website, which is SEO or online marketing? I just found some companies that do SEO, which is Straight North, WebFX, Bark, and etc. I don't even know what this means. Like, I don't know what they want us to like put here. So maybe we can like help each other fill this out a little bit.
Yeah.
Did anybody put any other like companies that are good for like SEO or online marketing?
So what I did, I didn't realize it was specific SEO. I thought it was just build a website. So I looked up website creators, and so I found Wix and web.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did some research on them because on the bottom it says one vendor must be less expensive, but also less experienced type of thing, and have those little things. So Wix is $27 a month, web.com is $19 a month, but they have more experience and those type of things. So basically we're just trying to find what will be the best for our business in the sense of to hiring a website creator. That's what I thought it was. So that's what I did.
I took
Yeah.
a little different approach and I went online, looked for local like companies that
Oh.
do it. Like I did SEO Wizards was one. Some guy and his little team been around for I think it's like 10, 15 years doing stuff like that.
Oh,
And
cool.
I know the company I work for has always had better luck going towards a smaller, more family run business opposed to going to a more corporate feel. So
I mean, if you look at it that way, like a local to a corporate, local will probably be quicker turnaround time in the sense that they don't have many jobs. So when they get a job, they do it quickly to get it, but also with corporate, they have that experience.
Yeah, and I guess another kind of good thing with like the local ones is that they can really make it like perfectly made for just that one company.
It's true.
It's like Wix or I guess what the other ones I shared, like they're pretty much going to do the same thing for every company. So if you're in one industry, they're going to tell you to do this to your website to get better SEO. So, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, it probably works just as good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I compared like the online web developers versus like a local one as well. 'Cause, like actually a month ago, I was consulting with like a website developer just like a couple blocks from where I live. And like he was projecting that like to build this website idea that I had to be like nearly $10,000. And I was like, whoa. So I never called him back. But then like I was looking at like squarespace.com and you can build websites on there for like $16 a month. But the only downside of that is it's a cookie cutter website design, so you're kind of constrained.
That's the exact same thing with Wix. It's cookie cutter, but it's a simple template.
I feel like Utah is one of those places where cookie cutter works so good. Like, I don't want to say that Utahns are basic,
We
but
are
Utahns are kind of basic.
very
I love Utah. I promise I do, but everybody does the same things.
Why do you think there's like 1,500 multi-level marketing companies in Utah?
Oh yeah.
All
I
doing
mean,
skincare.
how many cookie places do you guys need?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
how
don't
many
need
soda
Hey.
places do we need?
do what? How many
Soda?
sodas?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
I
that's
mean,
true.
I need one every like quarter mile.
Well, like every one of our chapel buildings look exactly the same for the
Yeah.
most part.
Like
All the ones built from 2000 till today look exactly the same.
That's true.
yeah. And it's the same with the houses that are going in. Like here in Utah, it's like you guys build one type of house if it's less than $800,000. If it's more than $1 million, then it looks one way. If it's like more than $5 million, it looks a different way.
I was driving around Daybreak a couple weeks ago. Have you guys ever
gosh.
seen the Cat in the Hat like live action movie?
Yeah.
Like the suburbs in that movie look just like Daybreak. It's like
Oh,
kind of
that's
creepy.
true.
I don't know, it just like it gives me weird vibes. I'm just like
I
this
don't
place
think
is
I
like
could
cute.
live in Daybreak, especially for the price. Like the cheapest
Daybreak
you
is
can get into a
weird.
house in Daybreak's like 400,000.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
You get a house for 400,000 Daybreak?
I would
I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to live there.
I didn't know it was that low in Daybreak.
Daybreak, that might be a condo for 400.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daybreak's expensive. But
I'd rather just go live in San Diego.
You live in San Diego?
No, I'm saying like for the price of those homes
Oh,
out there, might as well just live in San Diego
We
or
just need to all move to Texas.
Texas,
yeah.
Houston, Austin.
Well, Californians are ruining that. I'm from
Yeah.
Alabama, which I guess Jake knows, but my parents bought their house for like $180,000.
And it's
And like,
probably a nice house too.
yeah, like back in the day when they bought it, it was like 15 years old. Like, and now it's like worth like 300. So like it's still like not crazy or anything like that. I think my parents pay less for their mortgage than I do for my rent.
Oh wow.
Yeah, by like quite a bit. Like my brother pays less rent than I do, and he lives in like a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom townhouse with
Wow.
like all these crazy amenities. And I'm like living in this little like 800 square foot apartment. Heck yeah. Let's just not live in Utah. Okay.
that's
So
funny.
then the next thing it says is let your considerations include price, experience, timeline commitments, and warranty. So I guess that's not really a question. So we'll move on. Unless you guys said something. Did you guys say something for that?
No, so when I did the research, I just found those. Like I found the price, I found the experience when they started founded, I found their timeline commitment, so how long it will take to create their website. So like if you do Wix and do it, have them do it for you, it can take up to 3 months for them to build
Okay.
your website. Web.com will do it in 12 weeks.
Okay. So roughly about the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put okay. Okay. And then when you meet with your group, you must use the G2 approach and achieve 100% consensus. Just do this individually. Make your hypothetical decision of whatever you'd like. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna use straight north. Everybody can make their own decision. Please make your own
Pretty good.
decision. I don't know what my computer is trying to make me do. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna say straight north because I've heard of it as an SEO company.
Perfect.
It must have at least 2 options.
So you got to choose straight north and something else.
Okay, or Bark. I've used Bark before as well. And consider at least 3 possible factors or considerations with your decision. I guess timeline is kind of important thing. Jason, what did you kind of put for your consideration or variables? Kind of maybe.
My 3 things were price because everything costs something. So I got to find out how much am I going to be spending. And then my other thing was how fast or timeline commitment, how fast can they get it back to me? And then my last one was like what is their average return on, because the SEO is basically how many clicks they can get onto my website.
Yeah.
And so basically I tried finding, I couldn't really find much, but I tried to find like how much more often was it that if somebody would click on a Wix website compared to a web.com website. But there wasn't really good data for that I could find, because if they buy their domain, it doesn't say like, oh, this is, if you're doing like clothes shop, it's like men's clothes.wix. It says like .com type of thing. So I don't know if it's a Wix website or not. But those were the kind of things that I was looking for that were factors for me if I was to go purchase a company: cost, how fast they can do it. Another one was like, what is your customer support like? If my website goes down, like, do you have someone I can call to work on this? How fast can you do this? What is the turnaround time type thing?
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. And then with any of this, what did you guys put for like this kind of stuff? Oh,
So for the curveballs, I did the one vendor must be less expensive and less experienced. Warranties, no one had like, oh, I have this warranty. Everyone's like, oh, I have a tiered warranty or I have a limited warranty, but it wouldn't say, oh, this one includes this, and this type of thing.
Yeah, that's something I
Um,
found too that was kind of interesting. Everything was very vague when it came to warranties, which I don't
Yeah.
really like being a customer. But
Right? I want to be, and I guess that's just my personality too. I want to be told up front, like, be straight with me and I'll be straight with you type of thing. So, and then the third one was like our vendor, if they don't finish in a certain time, like, do I get a discount? They do not. Um,
they don't care.
no, they didn't. And that, I think that's why they always say like 4 weeks. We'll have it done in either up to 4 weeks, as early as 4 weeks, to up to 3 months. Because I bet 9 times out of 10 they do it in that 4 to 10 weeks type of thing. But they give them a cushion. I work in customer service. I get that. Hey, we'll have a turnaround time in 3 days, and really I could probably have it fixed in a day type of thing, or And so it's over promise, under deliver, or over. What's the word? Phrase. Over promise.
Over promise, over deliver.
Under
Under
promise,
promise,
over
over
under
deliver.
promise, over
That's
deliver.
it. Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah.
My aunt does the same thing. I guess it seems like it's a pretty similar position to what she has. She works for Amazon. They have like a corporate office in Dallas. And she's always like, well, we'll figure that out in a couple days. But like a couple days for Amazon is like a month for every other business, apparently, because they just go. So yeah, okay. Well, I guess that kind of helps make some kind of sense out of this. It did not have very much explanation.
No. So
Yeah, I didn't like it.
So basically now we have to pick one of these businesses and why we should do it type of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what else is on our to do? I'll stop sharing. What else is on our to do for the meeting?
Dan, you had that. I think it's just that review of what we talked about. But again, like if I was going to choose a business, it has to be affordable, like, and it has to be making me money, especially when it's an SEO website type thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess the last thing is reflecting as a group. I can share that now. This. Okay. So can you guys see this? I guess I can make it full screen. Let's do that. Okay, so on number one, did you guys like how did you guys feel about like what was going on during the meeting? Did it seem like y'all knew what you were doing?
I think this meeting was a lot better than our first one, just for the simple fact there was more questions and kind of better questions, at least until the case study.
Yeah, there's content.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I think I was understanding the most part until the case study. Like I was a little confused. I kind of just chose to do some, and that's what I did for it.
Yeah.
So I turned in yesterday. So maybe more clarification would have been nice on exactly what they want us to have prepared before coming.
Yeah, 100%. Was there any problem with the I guess you guys can read over this. But did you guys have any issues with the meeting? Anything that maybe we could work on or communicate better before the meeting to make it kind of flow a little easier? And I don't know, what are you guys' thoughts? Anything?
No, I think we worked actually really well together. We all shared our opinions. We allowed everyone to share opinions and not tell them they were wrong. I've been in groups where no, that's not right. And I'm like, well, that's your opinion, but and
Yeah,
so
honestly, like this group's been so good so far. Like I've been in groups that, first of all, no one even comes to the meetings. So
I got
you
it.
email the professor. I'm like, yo, I was the solo ranger, so
jeez, that's
it's all
crazy.
good.
Looking at the questions, I think I'd give us all an A. Like if that first column for every question, looking at them,
Yeah.
so like we were focused. I mean, maybe on 4 where we've kind of got sidetracked a little bit. Talking about other things.
That's
but
like building like that,
Rapport, we're
chemistry,
building
team chemistry.
I agree. I agree. But yeah, no, I think we did great.
Yeah. And then at the end of the semester, we'll go to Fat Cats. Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, I'm down.
Sounds great.
But-
Okay, what else does
Alright.
this thing say for us to do for the rest of this meeting? Probably
That's
nothing.
it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
it. Reflect. Oh, we just need the recording. Daniel, since you recorded this, could you just do the YouTube link again and text that to us?
Yes. Yeah.
You are a champ.
Because that makes it way simpler.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm impressed that you're able to get the YouTube thing to work because I've tried that in the past and literally it's sat on my computer for hours.
Oh, really?
I'm like, yeah, it's just foolish, but I'm glad it
Daniel
works.
said he might have some really fast internet or something.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
those
got that
upload.
FiOS. But I don't think so. FiOS. I think it's called Xfinity now.
Oh shoot. All right, sweet. I guess we'll share the recording and
Perfect.
just get on with our lives. I guess text in the group chat if you have any questions for the rest of the week. We got like I guess just to go over it, we have like 3 more things. Group business decision. I don't know which part we just did, but oh yeah, that was
We
that.
did 3.3, and then my
3.3 was just
understanding, yeah, 3.4 and 3.5 are our own, and 3.6 just the book.
okay. Yeah, well, that totally works. So yeah, just text any questions to our group chat. We seem to be pretty good at texting in there, so
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll
Sweet.
see you guys next week. Thanks, Daniel, for submitting that or sending it to us.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. All right,
Perfect.
catch you guys next week.
All right, have a good one,
See ya.
everyone.
See y'all later.